first graders, it's time for our read aloud. This one is called Visiting Butterflies, and the three vocabulary words that I want to talk to you about first are the words gentle, settle, and reflection. And reflection should be familiar because we've been talking about that in science. So the first word, gentle, that just means that you are careful with people. You're kind, you're mild, you're gentle. So you want to be gentle with something like a butterfly because they are fragile. The second word is settle. So you maybe have heard from your parents or maybe from me in class that you need to settle down. Settle down means come to a rest. Settle down. I think you could see how a butterfly could settle on something or come to a rest on something. And the third word is reflection, which is the image that reflects back to you. And it normally has to be on some sort of a shiny surface like a mirror, or you could see your reflection in a pool of water or something shiny, maybe even a window. Okay, so here's the story. It's called Visiting Butterflies. Where can you see butterflies? Some people may see butterflies in fields and gardens. Others may see a butterfly in a park or a backyard. But did you know that many people go to zoos and museums to see hundreds of butterflies at a time? So where do people go to see butterflies? Did you say in a backyard or a zoo or in a field? All of those are right answers. If you live in New York, you can see these gentle insects at the Bronx Zoo. First, you walk around an outdoor butterfly garden where you can learn about butterflies and how they grow. Giant sculptures of butterflies and caterpillars decorate the garden. If you're tired, you can even rest on a caterpillar bench. After you enjoy the garden, you can visit the butterfly house. First, you walk through one door and into a tiny space. When the door is completely closed, you open a second door and enter the butterfly house. Two doors help to make sure that none of the butterflies living inside get out. And the butterfly house is like being in a secret garden. There's a fish pond, hundreds of plants, and more than 1,000 butterflies. It's easy to see some butterflies as they fly from flower to flower. You have to look carefully, however, to see other butterflies. They might be resting on a flower or a plant. If you stand still, they might even settle on you. When you leave the butterfly house, you pass a big mirror. Make sure you check out your reflection carefully. Why do you think that would be a good idea? Why, when you're leaving the butterfly house, should you look in the mirror? Have any of you ever been to the butterfly house at the Pacific Science Center? They do the same thing here in Seattle. And you look in the mirror so that you can see if there's any butterflies that have settled on you, and then you make sure that they don't escape. It says a butterfly may be sitting on your head or your shoulder. In Texas, you can visit the Houston Museum of Natural Science to see butterflies. Inside this museum is the Cockrell Butterfly Center. This butterfly home is a 3-story glass building. Inside there's a 50-foot waterfall and hundreds of rainforest plants and flowers. The butterflies here are never lonely. There are hundreds and hundreds of butterflies flying around. As you look at the butterflies, check your guidebook. How many different butterflies can you recognize? So if you Google Cockrell, Cockrell, Butterfly Center, you can see some pretty cool images of this place that's in Texas. The butterflies at the Cockrell Butterfly Center come from all around the world. Every week, shipments of chrysalises arrive at the center. A chrysalis is a developing butterfly inside a hard shell called a cocoon. The center takes care of the chrysalises until they grow into butterflies and come out of their cocoons. When a butterfly does come out, it's allowed to fly free. If you watch carefully, you can see butterflies fly from flower to flower, stop to sip nectar, or land on a surprise visitor. After visiting the Cockrell Butterfly Center, you can visit a section of the museum called Insects and Us. Here you can learn about all kinds of insects. You can also learn about butterfly gardening. That's where you learn about kinds of plants that you can grow in your own yard to attract butterflies.